Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to my channel, Angel's Body Sculpture. I'm Angel Akbar. Now, my last video, we did the buckets of water. We did the varied exercises with buckets of water. Improvising. You're at home, you may not have weights, barbells, dumbbells, that sort of thing, bands, or any of that. So we improvise with the buckets of water doing exercises. Today, I have a set of dumbbells. They're 30-pounders, and they were loaned to me by my son-in-law, which I truly do appreciate that. We're going to start today working on what's called the yoke. The yoke is the neck, the deltoids, and the trapezius muscles, with a tie-in of the chest, the pectoral muscles, and the biceps. But let's get it underway. And remember this, before any strenuous exercise, before any lifting or anything of that nature, always warm up first. Do a couple of sets prior to the actual workout, just to get lubricated, to get warmed up, to attempt to avoid any sort of injury whatsoever, because an injury can set our training back weeks, months even, okay? Also, stretching should either be done prior to the actual workout or after the workout. I personally prefer after, and I've already warmed up. So what we're going to do, we're going to hit the delts first. We're going to hit the deltoids, the shoulders, which I said in my last video is a three-headed muscle. The anterior, the posterior, and the lateral heads of that muscle. And we're going to use what's called an overhead press. Not using a barbell, but using dumbbells. Now the press should be done, it can be done in two ways. It can be done both bells at the same time, not locking out at the top, not coming all the way to the bottom. Keeping tension on the muscle the whole time. The longer the tension is on the muscle, the more the muscle is broken down. The more the muscle is broken down, the more the muscle becomes inflamed. And with rest and proper nutrition, that muscle will in turn grow and get stronger. Okay? Now the muscle can also be done the exercise can also be done alternately, one bell at a time. Okay? One bell at a time. Same premise. Not locking out at the top, not bringing it all the way to the bottom. Okay? Keeping tension on that muscle throughout the movement. I'm going to do 2 sets with you, and I've already warmed up. I'm going to do 2 sets with you, and I'm going to move on to the next exercise. Anytime you pick a muscle up from the floor, you always squat into the movement, okay? Using the legs to go down and using the legs, not the back, to push off. Here we go. Those are 30-pounders, okay? But you can use a weight that's comfortable to you, but not too comfortable. You want to feel the resistance of the weight. You want to feel like you're working. Again, if you don't have dumbbells, you can use, like I said before, the Gatorade bottles with water in them, filled to whatever strength level you are at. To me, the 30-pounders are not heavy, not light, but I'm comfortable with it, okay? But everybody's strength level is different. The 30-pounders may be light to you, or 30-pounders may be heavy to you. You feel a weight, you use a weight that you can do X amount of reps comfortably. And I recommend 10 to 15 reps per set for anywhere from 3 to 5 sets. Okay? Now I'm going to do another set, and then we're working the deltoids, remember. And then we're going to move into the trapezius muscles, which these muscles are the muscles you see that tie into the neck. And they come down the center, almost to the center of the back, in like the hood of a cobra. Okay? And we're going to work those muscles next. Now they get some play from the overhead press, but as a secondary prime mover are the deltoids. But let's go. Also, your breathing. Remember, when you lift a weight, any weight, I don't care what exercise it is, take a deep breath. As you push the weight away, as you lift that weight, you expel that breath. You blow it out. Not only does it make the movement easier, somewhat, but it exercises the actual lungs, the air capacity, that sort of thing. It strengthens you internally to be able to bear that weight. Okay, next move we're going to do is called the shoulder shrug. Now, as a secondary mover, the deltoids or the shoulder muscles do get some play, but the primary movers are the trapezius muscles, these muscles. And as seen from the back, you can see that muscle. Okay, we're letting the bells hang to the sides, and we're just raising the shoulder girdle, like trying to touch the ears. And at the top of the movement, you flex those trapezius muscles as hard as possible. You flex at the top and slowly release. Flex at the top, squeeze, and slowly release. Now at the top, as you squeeze those muscles, I give it a count of 2 or 3. Time under tension is what forces the muscle to grow. Even a stubborn muscle, it's time under tension. Let's do this. And kids, let me say this before I start. If there are any kids in the house, you should not lift heavy weights without the supervision of a parent or guardian. It's not safe. Let's do it. Begin. Again, I recommend 10 to 15 repetitions. Everybody's strength level is different. Don't necessarily try to compete with your training partner, because they may be stronger or less stronger than you are. Okay? We're going to do one more set of the shoulder shrugs, and then we're going to move on to another movement. And my next video, to complete the yoke, I will do the neck. And remember, we're not in a gym, so I'm basically improvising. But these methods are tried and true. They've been done for decades by athletes and bodybuilders the world over. So they work. Although they are based in scientific principle, I don't elaborate on a whole lot of scientific data, scientific studies, and that sort of thing. Just the basic scientific principles. And that's what these exercises are based on. Coming from way back to the early Olympics and the early golden age bodybuilders and varied athletes have used these principles. So let's get this last set and we'll move on. Again, that exercise, the shoulder shrug, actually creates a tie-in between one second. Creates a tie-in between the trapezius and the neck, and which gives you sort of a powerful, athletic look. It denotes strength and power. And that's what we're looking for when we do that exercise. We want to develop a high trapezius muscle and a thicker neck. Okay? Now, very quickly, I'm going to move on to say goodbye. Just wanted to show you those two exercises today. And in my next video, I will cover chest, as done here, without equipment other than the dumbbells, and biceps movements, all to tie in the yoke. You ever seen a team of oxen, and there's this wooden piece of apparatus that goes across their necks? Assuming there are two oxen, there's a piece of wooden apparatus that goes across their necks. Sometimes it's leather, but mostly wooden. That is the yoke. And again, it's the neck, the trapezius muscles, the pectoral muscles, and the deltoids, with a tie-in of the biceps and triceps. And that's what we've been working on here today. Those are two of the exercises that can be done for that portion of the yoke, the deltoids and the trapezius muscles. And as we move along video to video, I'll show you other exercises that will complete that tie-in. But next video, again, it will be chest and neck to complete the yoke. Please like, subscribe, share the video, and hit the bell button so that you can be notified on any of my upcoming videos. And I want to say thank you for watching, and stay strong.